I want to say thanks again to you, Pastor Femi. I want to say welcome to Echoes of Praise on, of course, Favorite Radio. And, of course, 93.5 FM, of course, WVIP Radio. I want to say good afternoon. Rather good evening, good out to each and every person out there in Radio Land. I want to say welcome to you. Yours truly, Minister Patrick Tyson, with you until the top of the hour. And I want to welcome you again, all right? So, folks, I want to say thanks again to this Tuesday night, of course. And the clock on the wall said it's closing in on, of course, make it 25 minutes now before we get to the top of the hour. And I'll be with you right here until that time. And I want to say a very pleasant good afternoon, good out to each and every one. You're just coming home from work, just want to welcome you and welcome to the broadcast right here. This is Echoes of Praise. Each and every Tuesday, you can catch me right here on Favor Radio and, of course, 93.5 FM. This program is made possible in part by Evangelism Family Life Ministries and, of course, indeed, Pastor Sheldon Evans and, of course, indeed, Natalie Evans, of course. They are the host pastors, of course, and so they did a good job in Brooklyn, Queens, and also, indeed, also in Jamaica and New Rochelle. Of course, ministry is what they do. And so we just want to say thanks again to them for keeping up and doing what God has called them to do. How you doing this evening? Hope you had a good evening, rather a good day, and you're home relaxing. Put your foot up and just have your dinner, and you're ready for the evening to wind down. And, go to bed and just pray and thank God for bringing you home. Because if you watch the 11 o'clock news, there's going to be a lot of folks who went to work and they didn't make it back home. So again, I want to say good afternoon, good evening rather to my producer. Indeed, she produced the program with me. I'm talking about Miss Corrine Williams. Thanks again, Corrine, for always keeping me on my toes with the information that I need to make sure that the listeners out there get what they want to hear. All right. So once again, folks, let me say very pleasant good evening out to you. It's 33 minutes after the top of the 10 o'clock hour. It's 33 minutes after 10 o'clock. Yeah, and of course, don't forget our friends over there at EM Printers. Of course, they have your summer blowout special, yes. You can get your postcards, you can get your flyers and things. Anything to do with printing. Just give them a call and then we'll hook you up, all right? Just tell them you heard it here and you'll get an additional discount, all right? So, again, it's EM Printers, of course, for all your posters and your banners and stuff like that. Anything that is to be signed, anything that's signable, they do envelopes and all those good things as well. Give them a call today, 866-799-7206. Again, that's 866-799-7206. And also want to say thanks again to our friends over there at, Miss Keisha Lindo O'Keefe. Indeed, she's a real estate agent, and she's good at, helping you with your real estate needs. You can give her a call. Also, the number to call is 516-329-0550. That's Keisha Lindo O'Keefe, and her telephone number is 516-329-0550. I want to say good afternoon to you. Don't forget, we have the fresh fire. Anybody need some fresh fire in your life? Yes, man, you have to have the fresh fire morning prayer. Yeah, you wake up in the morning and the first thing you do is pray and give God thanks. The number to call for that is 646-787-1450. Again, that's 646-787-1450. Want to welcome you, New York City, Connecticut, and New Jersey, wherever you are. Sister Den, good evening to you. And, of course, indeed, tell a friend. Minister Patrick Tyson is on the radio. Turn the radio up and disturb your neighbors. Talk about indeed we're stepping out to Babylon, the voice of one Eternal. Talking about let's step out of Babylon. We're stepping out of Babylon into the Jerusalem. So I want to say a very pleasant good afternoon to you, indeed, whatever time zone you're in. I want to say a very pleasant good evening out to you, and thanks again for joining me on Echoes of Praise. And of course, to our executive producer, I want to say thanks again to indeed Pastor Dr. Sheldon Evans and the Evangelism Family Life Ministry. It was a pleasure for me to sit in for Pastor Sheldon Sheldon, indeed, just the other day, as he was on assignment. Of course, Pastor Sheldon is always, flying out. I see God going to give him a private jet. What do you think, Korean? So he can get on a plane and, I know he'll do some good use for that, of course. Some of these mega preachers have private jets and their members are walking. But, I don't think Pastor Sheldon would feel good about that. Yes, and some of these mega preachers, they're out there parading, yes, in their Bentleys and I heard about one lady who had a golden toilet. Can you imagine that? A golden toilet that you sit on. What a mashup. And of course, indeed, so I don't think that we in the local area will do that to our members, because we're not going to see the members are taking buses and trains and subways and flying all over the place in a private jet, and they can't even pay their rent. I think something is wrong with that. I want to say thanks again, of course, indeed, for all you wonderful listeners who tune into the program each and every Tuesday evening. Don't forget that, Pastor Sheldon is on a Sunday morning, indeed, with a worship experience. Of course, indeed, it's a beautiful program each and every Sunday, indeed, from 8 until 9. So, yes, of course. All right, I want to say good afternoon to you. Let me see if I'm going to put this brother on the radio. Good afternoon, Chef Lady. Good afternoon to you, sir.
Yes, brother Tyson. Good afternoon, sir.
How you doing, my friend? How you doing?
Good, man. Nice program.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, chef. Yeah, man. Yeah, we there. At work? Or you come from work?
Heading from work now.
All right, my brother. Thanks for calling, all right?
All right, boss.
Yeah, man. Bless up. Again, let me say thanks again to you. Don't forget that the management and staff of Cootie Runny's Jamaican Restaurant want to remind you that they're back in business. They were out of commission for 2 weeks because they were renovating the restaurant. And of course, some people would call me the other day, Sister Kareen, because the restaurant is under construction, and asked me if the restaurant locked down. I mean, why people so them negative, you see, man? Why them can't just say, I just want to know if you guys are in business and find out what we're doing. That's what I'm saying. Find out what's going on over there instead of, making their derogatory comments, all right? But anyway, I want to say good evening, good night to the Cootie Running staff, 1802 Newark Avenue. They're back in business, of course, because the store was under renovation. So when you go inside, it's going to be more pretty and beautiful. All right, so I just want to say good afternoon. Let me take this phone call, of course. Anybody who can't on my cell phone, I put up on the radio tonight. Good evening, Lady Sandra. How you doing?
Lady Sandra, no one lady has played them more.
Hey, listen, Father Vibes, what you want?
You told me how when I follow you, but you don't remember nothing about me. We come like you stranger.
No, man. Father Vibes, don't say that, man. You don't say your foundation.
No, we got a foundation. All the time we follow you, I listen to you. You call we no, we need more time at all.
Well, guess what? Listen, Father Vibes, if you tell me, say, I listen, me not going to know, so, now me know, all right?
You know, me talking like it is, me never let you know.
That's true. That's true. Because we are come from Right Vibes Radio back in the days, yeah?
You got me.
All right, my brother. Listen, thanks for calling, all right? Appreciate the call.
I will listen to you, son.
All right. God bless you, sir. Thank you so much, all right?
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. Bless you. That is, of course, indeed, the former CEO of Right Vibes Radio. Way back in the day. Father Vibes and Lady Escalade. I tell you, we go way back, of course, indeed. He gave me my start on radio in the Bronx, of course, indeed, Right Vibes Radio. Let me say good afternoon, and of course, I want to say top of the evening. Going out to Ken Williams, of course. He was the first person to put me on 93.5 FM, WVIP Radio, back in the days with a brother called David Gilzine on a Sunday. Well, once again, let me say good evening, good out to everybody out there who are tuning into the radio. I want to say top of the evening, good out to you. Thanks again to Pastor Sheldon Evans, our executive producer. Don't forget, if you'd like to be a sponsor of this segment of the program, you can definitely give me a call at 347-961-6785, and I'll put you in touch with our executive team, and we can work something out for you, all right? So 347-961-6785, and, of course, this is how we do it right here on Real Jamaican Radio.
Stepping out of Babylon one by one, stepping in Mount Zion. Stepping out of Babylon one by one, stepping in Mount Zion.
As we continue with music on Echoes of Praise, don't forget the fresh morning prayer is going to be tomorrow morning, and you can be a part of that. 646-787-1450.
Lift Jesus higher, a little higher, from the earth to eternity. He said, be lifted up. Higher, a little bit higher, from the earth, he said, from this earth I will joy. Oh, lift him higher, a little higher, from this earth, he said, be lifted from this earth. Because when I think of the goodness of Jesus and what he has done for me, my soul cries out, thank God for saving me. Lord, when I think of your goodness towards me and what he has done for me, my soul cries out.
I tell you, the voice there of Jermaine Edwards, alongside, of course, indeed, DJ Nicholas. And I want to say, top of the evening out to you again. I want to big up Father Vibes and Lady Escalade, of course. Good evening, good out to you both, all right? And, of course, indeed, to my executive chef over there at Cooler Runners Jamaican Restaurant, Chef Lenny. I want to say thanks again, guys, for tuning into the program. I tell you, back in the days, man, I tell you, yeah, Father Vibes, I tell you, yeah. He always say, hey, Tyson, them can't come near you, when it comes to radio. But I want to thank, I want to thank God for, all the persons who have been inspiring to me as a young radio broadcaster, from Jamaica, growing up in working with Radio Jamaica RGR in Kingston, and doing some of their stuff in the parish of Westmoreland. That's where I'm from, and I tell you, it's been a good thing. It's been a good ride, and I love it. And of course, I've worked with the best, like Alan Magnus, of course, Bagger Brown. Frere was one of my good friends, of course. Yes, indeed. And we're talking about, indeed, now Brother Barry G, of course, who has been inspirational to me over the many years of broadcasting and radio. He said it's always important to maintain an integrity, and that's what's important. Yeah. So let me say good evening to you and to all the persons who have opened up some doors for me, and thanks again for those persons who have come along and say, hey, there is a microphone and a radio console. Just go ahead and do your thing. Father Vibes, you are one of those persons, my friend. When Brother Devon introduced me to Father Vibes, and I said, he said, hey, there's a microphone and a radio console. Let me hear what you can do. And they say the rest was history, yeah? Here we are. And, of course, I want to say again, don't forget, folks, to check out EM Printers. Of course, they're located in Brooklyn. And, of course, they will take good care of you. They have your all your printed needs. The number to call is 866-799-7206. And, of course, this segment of the program is brought to you by Evangelism Family Life Ministries. They have two services. They have a church service in Queens at 10 a.m. at 142-7 Farmers Boulevard in Jamaica, New York. And they also have their main service at 11:30 at 10620 Flatlands Avenue in Brooklyn, New York. So don't forget, if you're looking for a church home on a Sunday, you can go to Evangelism Family Life Ministries. And, of course, my good friend, the Pastor Sheldon Evans and Natalie, they are the senior pastors over there, all right?
Blind and jump up in a sin. Used to struggle and cuddle and lap up in a sin. Stand up, sit down and jump up in a sin. My life was a credit when me jump up in a sin. But God know me purpose, what should have been. Living in sin, I not should have been. So him redeem me, clean me, wash good and thing. Me stop lose, me get victory and win. When we see the extra high.
This is Echoes of Praise on a Tuesday evening, and folks are just home relaxing. I tell you, I have a powerful word for you. Just a quick word. I just want to give you something before I get off the air. Always want to leave something with you just to get your day, your evening, started. I tell you. And when you hear when you hear these things, you have to just remember, hey, it says right here, the season you're in. The season which you find yourself in, it does not puzzle God, because God is not bewildered. It simply means, what he's saying to you tonight is that, listen, no matter what you're going through, it might look rough and tough and the bills are piling up and I know what that means, because I have a child, 19-year-old daughter in college, and it's very expensive. I start to cook for her now every week. So I cook and send food for her, and she stack it up in her fridge, and she have a meal every day because she eats a lot. So I couldn't afford to be doing Uber and DoorDash all the time. So I decided I would just cook for her. So last week she wanted curry chicken. I do some curry chicken. Maybe this week she probably wants some stewed chicken or some oxtail. I don't know, but we can always, her Uncle Soji is a restaurateur, and her godfather, executive chef Lenny, is also a chef. So he will definitely cook for her, and they love her so much, so they'll take care of her. So, ladies and gentlemen, what I'm saying to you is that it doesn't matter what you go through. Just remember that as long as you have life, and you come into your house this evening, and you're able to walk in. Somebody didn't have to bring you in. You weren't in the hospital. You ought to give him thanks. So the season that you find yourself in, it may be a season of, financial strain or difficulties with family members or friends. He says God is not bewildered. That means God is not surprised. God is not, like, oh, oops, he did it again. No, what he's saying to you is that you have to put everything in me when you trust God. I just heard Pastor Femi was saying some people go to church religiously every Sunday, and that's all they do. They find themselves in church every Sunday, and they do nothing else. That's all they do. Yeah? And so what he's saying, that you have to make sure that your life is measuring up. If you're not serving God and you're not doing, God doesn't ask us for perfection. He asks us to come real. Just be real. You understand? Yes. And as they hear Father Vibe just say, look, me talk it like it is. And that's it. They say some people, they call them plain Jane. If the sky is blue, the sky is blue. If your face is red, your face is red. And you have to love a person like that, because that's how they are. Amen? And so God is saying to you tonight, it don't matter what your situation is. Just don't worry about it. Just give it to him, because guess what? You can't fix it, Only for time we take up things with problem, and we are tell other people. We are tell other people your problem for. Them can help you. You want $2,000 for do something, you go check a friend, and them I tell you about for them problem, and I tell them, say, look, Virgin, me come check it because me I look a loan. I mean, if you get the loan, make sure you pay it back though. But then at the same time, he is telling you about his problem. So what do you do with that? You just have to put it to God and say, you know what, I'm going to trust you. Because you are God, and your words said that you said 1,000 cattle on a hill belongs to you. So why am I going to tell people my business? Who can help me, Sister Denise? Them can't help me. Them need more help than me. And I am running to those people, telling them my situation. So what God is saying to you, the season that you're in, it may be a difficult season, a season that you may not like because you're going through some hurdles. But remember that God says that whatever you ask in faith, believing, guess what? It's going to come to pass. It's not a if, and, or but. It's a reality. Because, I have proven God during the pandemic. Because, I do my own little thing, I have my radio program and I do events and all that. And I'm telling you, when the pandemic come, every event shut down, nothing now go on, things now go on. But God used people from all different walks of life to bless me. And I never asked them for anything. So I'm just a living testimony to let you know that no matter what go on in your life, no matter what season you find yourself in, the word of God says God is not bewildered. God is not shocked. He's not surprised. He know about it. So what you have to do is go and sit down and wait for God to come true, because guess what? Lenny, it will come true. It doesn't matter what your situation is. So you can't run to this person or that person to tell them your problems when they have problems of their own, and they're saying to you, why are you coming to tell me your situation when I can't help you, you can't help me? We both are in similar situation, in the same boat, may not have the same problem but different scenarios, and you are telling me to help you and I can't. So therefore, run to God, run to Jesus. Yeah, run to Jesus and say, Jesus, I just say they're right there. So I am going through this valley experience and I need some help. And he's saying to you that, yes, I will bring you through because you are my servant. All right, you are my servant. All right, you are my servant. You are my servant. All right, and so he is saying to you and I, trust him, lean on him, and he would supply all of your need. Hello, good evening. All right, that person kept hanging up. All right, so what I want to say to you before I get off the radio is remember to be thankful. Be thankful for the small blessings. A lot of people has opened doors for me why I'm still here. And the brother who just called a while ago was one of those brothers. He opened the door for me and said, hey, there you do your thing and just do your thing. So, and he's reminded me, he said, listen, I'm still here. I'm still listening to you, even though, we may not have our radio program like we normally used to, but I still do listen. And that's a good thing. So thanks again to your Father Vibes and, of course, Lady Escalade. Indeed. And so that's how God works. He opened doors. He used people to bless you. And you'll be surprised to know who he will use to bless you, and that's where it's at. So God is not bewildered. It says the season in which you find yourself, do not be puzzled, because God is not bewildered. It doesn't puzzle God of your situation, all right? I want to say thanks again to you and yours. Of course, don't forget to tune in to the Fresh Prayer tomorrow, Fresh Prayer in the mornings at... the Fresh Fire Prayer Morning. It's early in the morning, so take the number down. If you want somebody to pray for you and you need some prayer, you have to just call on the Lord. Don't call upon nobody else to help you. Just call on the Lord and said, listen, God, I know that you are going to supply my need, and I'm trusting you to do so, all right? So that's what he's saying, all right? He's a provider. So the number to call is 646-787-1450. That's 646-787-1450. Coming back to wrap up the program and say good night to you, all right? Thanks again for joining me on this Tuesday, each and every Tuesday evening, all right? He will provide.
Jesus will provide. In the presence of my enemy, Jesus will provide. Recession in the country, Jesus will provide. So when we don't have nothing in our way, Jesus will always provide for me. Jesus will provide. Jesus will provide. I'm covered and empty. Jesus will provide. Come on, Jesus will provide. I said Jesus will provide. I'm covered and empty. Jesus will provide. Better than kiss and quail. Keep on putting bread on the table. Fingers and Freddy them ready. Jesus
I tell you, where does the time go? Where does the time go? The time is always moving, and I tell you, we just want to say thanks again to all those who have been listening. Folks, don't forget, if you'd like to reach out to me directly, you can call me at 347-961-6785. Of course, indeed, we have room to promote your business. And on the Echoes of Praise right here, I remember, advertising does not cost. It pays to advertise, all right? And so people can know about your business and stuff like that, all right? So give me a call at 347-961-6785, and we'll make it happen for you, all right? I want to say thanks again to all our listeners, of course, indeed, on Echoes of Praise from the tri-state here in New Jersey, Connecticut, and, of course, Bronx, Mount Vernon, wherever you are. I want to say thanks again for joining me this evening, every Tuesday at 10:30, right after Pastor Femi, giving you some good music and some great talk right here on Real Jamaican Radio. Folks, just want to remind you that yesterday was a canceled check. Today's live and ready. Use it wisely because tomorrow is not a promise. As often as you see a beggar on the street, remember to stop and give them $1 or $2. Angels are in disguise. I want to say thanks again to you and yours. Thanks again, Father Vibes, indeed, for the shout. Executive Chef Lady, my good friend, of course, indeed. And, of course, to my producer, of course, indeed, Miss Corrine Williams, of course, executive producer, Pastor Sheldon Evans. And, of course, our production team. I want to say thanks again, of course, in-studio engineer. Tell you, Brother Richard over there at 93.5 FM, indeed, because I am broadcasting from the yard. We have our own home studio. And so, indeed, I'm not in the studio of 93.5 FM. So I want to say thanks again to you, Richie, for, indeed, always keeping us going, all right? I want to say thanks to you, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the entire team here at, indeed, Evangelism Family Life Ministry, Favor Radio, 93.5 FM. Don't forget to catch Pastor Sheldon each and every Sunday at 8 a.m. to 9 a.m. right here on Real Jamaican Radio. Have a great evening, folks, and remember to smile. God loves you, and so do I. My name is Patrick Tyson, and I'm so delighted to be on air each and every Tuesday. Join me on 105.3 FM on a Thursday morning from 10 a.m. until 12 p.m. where we continue the broadcast right there. So, folks, have a good evening. Take care of yourself and each other. And remember, if you can't say good, please, we beg you not to say bad. Thanks again to all of our sponsors, of course, Keisha Linda O'Keefe, indeed, of course, EM Printers, and, of course, Evangelism Family Life Ministry. Cooler Runnings Jamaican Restaurant, 1802 Newark Avenue in the Bronx, is open back. All right, so, folks, have a great, great rest of your evening. And remember to take it easy out there on the roadway. Bye-bye now.
Take your mind to places you don't appreciate what I gave you. The simple things in life, breath of life, even eyesight. Oh, so much. So everyone live your life in love. Celebrate love the life you live. Celebrate, live the life you love. Celebrate love the life you live. And let's celebrate life.
Favor FM Radio loves and appreciates you, all listeners. If this ministry has been a blessing to you and impacted your life, here's an opportunity to show your love and support by becoming a monthly covenant partner or sowing a seed today. Log on to our website, www.favorfm.com. That's www.favorfm.com, and hit that donate button or call 866-799-7271. That's 866-799-7271. Please support us as we continue to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ to God's people through music, the word, and testimonies. Thank you for standing with us.
Evangelism Family Life Ministries and Favor FM Radio 93.5 in association with Team Kingdom Alliance presents the 12 noon Prayer Power Hour, Monday through Friday at 12 noon, shifting the atmosphere. You must be a part of it. It happens at 12 noon, Monday through Friday. Dial in on the conference call at 646-475-1644. That's 646-475-1644. You can also join in on Facebook Live and FavorFMRadio.com.
Let Favor FM Radio advertise your business, product, church program, concert, conference today. Call our advertising department and find out about our ideal promotional package to suit your needs. Call us at 866-799-7271. That's 866-799-7271.